Watch, Brat mouths off to Border Patrol, put in her place as he pulls surprise from vest. After being stopped at an immigration checkpoint, a woman decided that the best thing to do in her position was to mouth off to the Border Patrol agent who had stopped her car. However, she'd find out the hard way just how big of a mistake she made after the agent pulled out a surprise for her from inside of his vest, and that's about the time she got put in her place. According to BizPack Review, the incident took place as Shane Parmalee tried to pass through a Border Patrol checkpoint in New Mexico. Unfortunately for the self-proclaimed teacher, she came to the conclusion that the experience was the perfect time to make a stand and a point, but it wouldn't go as she planned. Border Patrol agents simply wanted to know if Parmalee was an American citizen before allowing her through the checkpoint. Despite the fact that all she needed to do was say yes in order to confirm, she instead thought it best to become belligerent. Part number 1: Being detained. Basically, make sure you have a full tank of gas to keep your air conditioner running, some water and some snacks. I also recommend a pillowcase. This was a great place to take a nap. And they do have bathrooms in the cells where they hold people when they pull them out of their cars. My son got to use it. Posted by Shane Parmalee on Friday, July 21, 2017. Of course, the woman had one of her kids whip out their cell phones in order to record the entire ordeal, but it would soon backfire. Are we crossing a border? I've never been asked if I'm a citizen before when I'm traveling down the road, she was heard saying in one of the 5 videos she would later upload to Facebook. Although the agent tried to explain to Parmalee that what he was doing was in compliance with the law, the woman only wanted to argue. You can ask, but I don't have to answer, she said at one point. Too bad for her, she wasn't exactly right, and she was about to get put in her place after mouthing off to the wrong guy. Just like that, the agent can be seen reaching into his vest and removing a laminated piece of paper that outlines the laws, as upheld by the Supreme Court, allowing for such checkpoints and questions to be asked. Part number 3: After a 15-minute timeout, she came back and asked if I was ready to go. I said yes, and then it came with a catch. Admitting that I, Miss Connolly, was a citizen. I told her she had the wrong name and I wasn't ready to answer. She doubled down and told me my name was Suzanne. Nope. But Suzanne Connolly is definitely my new pseudonym. Posted by Shane Parmalee on Friday, July 21, 2017. You are required to answer an immigration question, he said in response to the ignorant woman. You are not required to answer any other questions. For a moment, Parmalee seemed to sympathize with the agents for simply doing their job, but that took an abrupt turn as she compared them to the brown shirts of Nazi Germany. Of course, the entitled teacher went so far as to sacrifice herself in the name of discriminated folks with brown skin, but all she would end up doing was shooting herself in the foot. As a result of her antics, agents detained and inconvenienced her for well over a half an hour while she continued to act like a punk. Part number 6: Conclusion. Seriously though, this guy interrupted my nap. And what's up with this dude's straight-up nationalist propaganda? The philosophy governing our southern border, cause there ain't none of this shit along the northern border or eastern or western, can be reduced to fascism terrorism as if these are the only two choices. Posted by Shane Parmalee on Friday, July 21, 2017. In the end, Parmalee was released, presumably without having to answer any questions, and posted the videos of her triumphant victory. Too bad for her, all anyone saw was a whiny moron who wasted 30 minutes of her life for absolutely nothing. Furthermore, Border Patrol has since given a statement clarifying the matter. Border Patrol checkpoints are a critical tool for the enforcement of our nation's immigration laws. At a Border Patrol checkpoint, an agent may question a vehicle's occupants about their citizenship, place of birth, and request document proof of immigration status, how legal status was obtained, and make quick observations of what is in plain view in the interior of the vehicle. During the course of the immigration inspection, if an occupant refuses to answer an agent's questions, The agent may detain the driver for a reasonable amount of time until he or she can make a determination regarding the occupant's immigration status. Source: San Diego Union-Tribune. Parmley didn't do a darn thing here that showed anyone anything outside of how uninformed she really is. At the end of the day, Border Patrol agents are going to keep doing their jobs just as they were before her stunt and deal with others just like her in the same fashion. On a comical note, this woman, in essence, admitted to being a citizen by citing the laws that she thought protected her from such law enforcement efforts. After all, if she wasn't a citizen, these laws wouldn't protect her whatsoever because they wouldn't apply to her. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. We want to hear your voice. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.